Hello, my dear darlings. Welcome to the video. I read a note I wrote a while ago, and it says this: health, our body is the only doctor. Well, it's not necessarily the only doctor. You can definitely go to other doctors, but it's, in my opinion, the most marvelous doctor. Because the way our body heals itself, it is divine. The body has a natural intelligence. The body has an intelligence of its own. Again, you don't need to think about breathing in order to breathe, unless you do breathing exercises for meditation, but that's a different thing. You don't need to think about your systems, your body systems working properly. You don't need to think about this. The body does that by itself. The body is a marvelous creation. So my point with this is to remind people of how important our body actually is, because people have been brainwashed to throw away their power in all sorts of ways. And this is one of them. To think that the body itself is not strong enough to deal with certain things. And to think that you need a certain pill for that, and another pill for another thing, and another pill for another thing, when in fact you don't. You don't need pills. Your body has the capacity to fight. Indeed, there are certain complications, certain challenges, certain health challenges that do require intervention. But what happened to natural medicine? What happened to that medicine which is in tune with the body? You know where I'm going with this one, right? Yes, natural medicine. That medicine actually activates the body's own capacity of healing itself. That medicine, the plant medicine, it's basically just pushing the right button for the body to do what the body has to do at that point, which is to alleviate the pain, to eradicate the infection, the disease. So people have forgotten, well, guess why? Because of manipulation, because of a whole fucking industry that wants to thrive. And it's not just one industry, wanting to thrive out of people's misery and stupidity. And the health, so-called health industry, the medical industry and pharma industry, these are, you know how bad they are. You don't need them. You literally don't need them. So people have been brainwashed to think that people in antiquity and people in the deep past of humanity were just having such a bad time because there were no pills around, because there was no medical technology around, because of all of that, because they didn't have hospitals, because they didn't have the medical knowledge that people have today. Is the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. It's not just this, it's also the fact that they didn't have the challenges we have nowadays. They didn't have the stress we have nowadays. They didn't have the food we have nowadays. They didn't have the air we have nowadays, the clothes we have nowadays, the environment we have with all sorts of cars and airplanes and everything polluting the air, making a lot of noises, because the noises also affect you. Too many people don't realize how noise, this harmonious noise can actually impact you in a detrimental way. Like, it goes quite far. So, yes, they didn't have the medical technology that we do nowadays. But why do we have the medical technology that we do nowadays? Why do we need it? And do we actually need it? In the past, the doctors were basically shamans. The doctors were witches and wizards who knew their spells, who knew the magic of the plants. Of course, witchcraft is not just plants. But herbalism is medicine. What happened to herbalism? And besides herbalism, the first medicine, the most important medicine of all, is food. Like literally food, the food you eat. Yes, the food you eat is medicine, the first medicine. If you just Google health benefits of tomatoes, health benefits of potatoes, health benefits of cucumbers, health benefits of spinach, health benefits of whatever, a natural food, okay? I'm not talking about fries. I don't think there are any health benefits of fries, but I don't know. I believe there are people crazy enough to write such things. Just Google any of them, any of the vegetables you have in your fridge, and you will see that they are actually medicine. No pill in any world could provide you what real food can provide you. Real food, not McDonald's, not deep fried meats and potatoes and anything deeply fried. Anything fried whatsoever is not healthy. And actually the key to health is raw food. I see a lot of people debating whether it's diet that includes meat or a diet that doesn't have any meat. Which one of them is the best? Well, actually, depends. Because for some people, eating meat is better than not eating meat. And for other people, it's the other way around. It's literally, like, this is not one size fits all with meat or no meat. And, like, even for people who do eat meat, what kind of meat, you know? Because that's a whole other conversation. And it just doesn't matter that much compared to other things. Because whether you're a vegan or a vegetarian or a meat consumer, go for natural food, like real food. And try to eat as raw as possible. This is actually the key. So even if you eat meat, it's okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying eat raw meat, no, but things like salami, what was the name of it? I forgot. Prosciutto, yeah, stuff like that. That's actually raw meat. It's just prepared in such a way that it's edible. We can eat it, but in itself, it doesn't go through a process that changes the meat too much. But then again, it's the whole conversation with meat, I'm not that much into meat myself, so I will just leave that conversation for those people who are into meat. Um, but if you do eat meat, it's best if you do it, if you cook it yourself. And don't go for frying your meat. Like, please try not to do that. Because that's not health. That's not gonna help your health. And in terms of other types of food, try to go for the raw ones. Raw is actually the key to health. Do not alter them. Do not change them by making them go through a certain process. What you can eat raw, keep it raw. Because that's the state in which it's got most nutrients available for you. Of course, there are certain foods that we cannot eat raw, like potatoes. And there are others. But what is edible, raw, keep it raw. Don't cook it. Keep it like that. And you will see with time, and the more you incorporate raw foods in your diet, you will see how your body responds to that. It's not because of, whoa, raw is such a nice movement, it's such a wow, it's so cool. It's not because of that. It actually is health. Taking the cucumber from your garden, all of that. But it's a lot. It's a lot we can talk about in terms of health. But the main topic to focus on is food. Not necessarily treatments. Because unfortunately, this is something I want to point out, it's very important. Unfortunately, many people nowadays think that the way to... They don't think of health in terms of maintaining it. They don't think that health is something that is aided. They don't think that you can aid your own body's health and you can solidify your health. You can strengthen your immune system with what you put in your body and what you put around your body. They don't think like that. They just think that health is something that you have for a while, as long as you're young, and then it just goes away the more you age. And unfortunately, they have accepted that as the norm, the rule. It's not. Health doesn't just go away by itself. You make it go away. You make it go away with what you eat, what you think, what you do, how you do, all of that. So health is basically something that we maintain, and not only maintain, as I said, you can actually solidify your health. You can eat certain things that boost your immune system. You can put turmeric in your food. Turmeric does marvels. It's one of my favorite medicines. And cinnamon as well. Both of them are super tasty and they are super healthy. And just sprinkling some herbs here and there will do magic for you. Also tea. Tea is also something very important. It's not just... Okay, it's tasteful, but it's not just the taste of it. Just like with food. It's a lot. We could talk for hours about what health really means, what aids your health, what strengthens your health. But most of all, I just want to point out that humanity, like the collective, I don't see the collective, the vast majority of humanity doing that much of a change anytime soon. Actually, I believe that most of the people incarnate today are never gonna change. And the real change is gonna come with generations, baby. Generations. But the few ones that, actually want to live a healthy life, healthy in all meanings, physically and spiritually and mentally, yeah, we can definitely incorporate a lot more healthy elements in our lives. And focus on this. So health is, I will keep saying it, health is something that we maintain. It's something that we take care of, and the more you take care of, the more it grows. The more you feed into it, the more it grows. And literally feed into it, because this is how you do it. You eat healthily. You eat things that will boost your immune system, that will boost your body's ability to just function the way the human body is meant to function. People nowadays think that a human life goes as far as at most 100 years. No. This is not how a human life used to be like. The Vedic system of astrology talks about certain periods of each person's life, and each period in itself, they all vary, they're not equal. So some of them are 14 years, one of them is 14, another is 18, another is like, I don't remember all of them, but when you put them together, it adds up to 120 years. So 120 years is actually the natural norm of one cycle of a human life. And why do I say one cycle? Keep in mind, if you read books, ancient books that talk about people who used to live in the past, so it's not just our past, it's the past of the people who lived in our past, you know what I mean? So if you read books from antiquity, mythological books, those books talk about their past. And they talk about how people in their own past used to live hundreds of years. Why? And this is the thing, they are called mythological books. So people nowadays think, oh yeah, it's just mythology. No, it's not. It's the history of humanity. So, the human body is actually marvelous. And the more you tune into this beautiful body that you inhabit, the more you cherish it, the more treasures you will have with it. I love this. So, coming back to the 120 years cycle, that's just the minimum we should have. So, to all of you who are incarnate today and your life purpose is to help shift humanity to its future, I thank you. I thank you for listening, and I thank you for just being alive. Really alive. Thank you.